Hi, Original Soul. Thanks for showing up to this reading, bringing your energy. Let's jump into the cards, shall we? Messages from your mind, body, spirit. So we've got out pride, humor, doubt, and envy. So we will jump right in with pride. Message from your mind: I love myself and I see myself in everyone. All right, so we'll add some tarot to each of these. But might be time to maybe make a list of some of the things that you are proud of, especially if this is an energy that you are not in very often. So taking a look, maybe even in just the past year, and really giving yourself a pat on the back, pumping yourself up a little bit, bringing in that love of self. Excuse me. Yeah, and being willing to kind of communicate that side and express that. I think for a lot of us, sometimes when we hear the word pride, it can maybe come with a negative connotation, or you think of someone that might be full of themselves or something like that. But let's think of that on the flip side. Right? A lot of us were taught then, because of that, right, that don't talk about yourself too much, or don't boast, or not putting yourself up on a pedestal, so to speak. But it is good to be proud of yourself, and I'm sure you have some reasons that are worth celebrating and are worth acknowledging. All right, and 2 pages coming out here with pride: Page of Pentacles and Page of Cups. Have you started something new? Yeah, maybe you found either a new group, something on the spiritual path. You might be taking some new classes, or just learning some kind of different skill or hobby or trade. Maybe even working with energy, or like herbs, or blending of certain things. So yeah, getting into this more youthful spirit as well. The Page of Cups can be a card about communication. So I don't know if there is, someone else that is in the mix here that you need to communicate with as well, even about your success, or again, just how you're feeling about where you're at or how far you've come. But this is also authenticity, uniqueness, and being willing to shine in a different way. So definitely being proud, there's the throat again, of your uniqueness, your skills. And again, maybe you started out on some kind of new path or new learning, and a lot of times when we are new at something, we just feel like we're kind of at the bottom, or everyone else knows more than we do. So again, taking some time to be proud of yourself. Okay, let's move on to the message from the body, your body, humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. All right, so I like these first 2 messages, right? Your mind wants you to be more proud of yourself, get out of this sort of combative mindset or negative mindset. And your body wants you to get a little bit light too. Maybe do something, be around someone, watch something. I'm just getting this like belly laugh, especially we got Buddha on this card. I have one of these Buddha statues in my window in the other room, with that big smiling face. And laughter is medicine, it's healing. So yeah, doing something more fun. My daughter and I just yesterday were talking about how we have to get to some roller coasters. So that sounds fun to me. I haven't done that in quite a while. Let's see what we got here. Four of Swords and Justice. All right, and look at the images on these cards. Look at how the Four of Swords are crossing over her, and then we've got that same crossing in the Justice card. All right, so there's been some blockages in this area, either in just happiness or being a little bit more light with your body. Maybe things have felt just really heavy and dense. Maybe you've been sluggish, or again, just staying if you've been in a more negative or down, depressed mindset. Right, this pride and humor can be a difficult energy to get into. So definitely taking a break, resting, especially if you are go, 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 or always being productive. Maybe you've been through something that does involve, the legal system or the courts. Maybe you've been, just having some sort of case going on or something with litigation. Again, just something that you've been dealing with that's been really difficult or not fair. Maybe you've even had some type of surgery. Or maybe you're just in sort of the kind of law arena or area. But scales getting cleared out and rebalanced. So yeah, taking a break from that. If you are in the middle of something like that as well, it's okay to set that down for a day and do something lighthearted, do something different, bring in some joy. And the way she has kind of her head on her hand like that, it's got like this woe is me sort of vibe. Maybe you are, feeling like a victim in some sort of way with whatever your situation is. So definitely getting out in nature, taking a break, taking a rest, take a nap if you can, lighting some candles. And then once you're able to kind of settle and clear your energy, right, clearing out the scales, wiping that slate clean, doing something fun. Yeah, because there's definitely been some sort of loss or lack. This could be affecting your finances or even your home situation. There's this big, also kind of institutional looking building here on the Five of Pentacles. Really icy and stormy outside. Five of Cups under that. So yeah, definitely you've been going through something. Again, this could, for some of you, be some sort of, again, court case, legal situation that you've been in. So taking a little time for yourself, doing something lighthearted, maybe even just moving in a fun way. Maybe just put on some sort of crazy fun music and, jump around or, flail around or dance or, again, watch a movie, spend some time with people that make you feel good. Okay, let's move on from a message from Spirit. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. That can be really difficult to do. Right? That's not really how our brain works. Our brain wants to fill in all the gaps, know exactly what's going to happen so it can prepare and plan and figure things out. And again, maybe you're in the middle of some sort of situation and there hasn't been like a ruling or a decision yet. So just getting out of that energy, just focusing on the same thing or worrying about all the what ifs or the negative outcomes is not helpful either to anybody, especially you. So whatever you're going through right now, again, being proud of yourself, being willing, maybe again, this is like a starting over, some sort of more heartfelt authenticity, again, something that has you feeling grounded and excited, but setting down that need to know all the answers. And when you do start to get in that worry mode or starting to go down the what ifs, start to go down the what ifs of what if it works out? What if it's better than I thought? And just bring in some of those vibes. All right, let's see what wants to come out here. All right, what do we got? Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Knight of Swords. All right, so 2 pages from the mind. Now we got 2 knights here with doubt. Let me hold these up. All right, so something may be taking longer than you wanted with this Knight of Pentacles. Right, he is on his horse holding this big pentacle, but they're just standing there right by the water, not necessarily moving forward. So I don't know if this has to do maybe with whatever this maybe new opportunity or new thing that you might have started, and you know, maybe you're doubting yourself because things haven't taken off as fast as you wanted, or you don't feel like you've progressed as far as you should. You know, sometimes this can be offers coming in from other people. So again, maybe you're starting, you know, down a new career path, or you know, maybe even met like a new person or something like that. And you just feel like it's going a little bit too slow, too steady. And so you might be doubting, like, is this really the right thing? Is this what I should be doing? But it's definitely time to put down that doubt. And Ten of Swords is some sort of ending. And look at all those swords stabbed into his back. Yeah, so you could be doubting that something is going to end. Maybe it's something that you're ready to have come to an end. Yeah, and this can be a little bit of that fear, too, of what the outcome might be. Something, though, where you're definitely feeling tired, mental anguish. And then we got the Knight of Swords here, which did come out in reverse. Knight of Swords can be assertive, can be about communication. There's sort of this like charging in, or even a little bit of like an immaturity, being brash. Right, so maybe you are getting some type of communication, and this maybe has you questioning something. When you do feel doubt, go within. Your body sends you different signals, right? When things don't feel right, or you feel confused, or disappointed, and things like that, that may be a sign that, right, it's time to move on to something different or something new, or put an end to whatever that cycle, pattern, relationship, or thing might be. Let's get one more here. Yeah, with the 8 of Cups at the bottom of the deck right now, I think that might be time to walk away from something. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Some sort of new opportunity or new beginning. This also kind of came out a little sideways, a little upside down. So again, maybe you haven't received communication about something that you thought you were going to get, or maybe the type of communication or information that you're receiving has you questioning a few things. All right, but you get to be in charge of grabbing whatever this wand might be. But this is using your will and determination. Kind of trusting that internal fire and that internal voice. All right, so I don't know what this might be for you, but definitely a lot of serious energy with doubt. And so Spirit wants you to release that, right? You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to know every single thing. But you do, right, just want to follow those signposts, those nudges, right? Whether it's being excited about something or being disappointed or confused about something, those are all signals, right? Leading you maybe in one way or another. Yeah, because with this 3 of Wands at the bottom, it's like you're kind of waiting for something, and maybe it's not coming. That's just really the vibe I'm getting. So maybe there's some new or different opportunity that might be and work out even better than you thought. All right. Underlying energy. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Take a good look at that image on this card. We'll get some tarot with this one too here, but this envy energy kind of under the bottom. Again, if you're looking around and maybe there's someone either in your life or maybe it's even a famous person, or someone that's more, known around the world. But when you are envious or jealous of other people, the things they have, or, the type of life, or maybe there's just something about them that you wish, you had too. Again, that's where it can be hard to be proud of your own self. It can be hard to kind of be on that lighter side of things. And that really is where a lot of this doubt energy can come into play. It's kind of wishing things were that way, or having maybe certain expectations based on how things are going for other people. But we really are all on a unique path, right? We are all the same because we're all human people. Well, most of us are. And, we all do have different challenges. I used to have someone close to me that, I did have some envy about her kind of ability and freedom to be able to travel, going to awesome, cool places. She would be able to go on multiple trips every year. And I, found myself being really envious of that. And sometimes when you get that way too, it's like hard to be happy for other people, which is not really the greatest energy. But honestly, there was nothing else about this person's life that I wanted, because that person has their own challenges, and I wasn't interested in any of those, right? It was just the good part, just that fun part, just that one thing that, I wished I had been doing at that point in my life. So, again, maybe this applies to somebody else too, where maybe you have someone close to you, or again, you just kind of look around and assume everyone has the things that you don't have and that you want, right? But everyone has their own challenges too. All right, Three of Swords. So maybe you're a little envious of some people's relationships. Three of Swords can be about heartache and pain. The Hierophant popped out as well, which can be a card about marriage. Can also be about religion or learning. Let me hold these up. So maybe there's a little envy if you're single or have had a more difficult time in relationships, right? Maybe you're sort of coveting other people's marriage, or you see somebody, then you think they have like a perfect situation. Right? But if you're getting this information, let's say from social media, or you don't necessarily know someone firsthand, right? A lot of times what people are putting out there is really only the best and the brightest highlights. It doesn't really tell the whole story, even if you see a photo of people, maybe on that vacation or trip and they're all smiling and the post is about everyone having fun. That may not actually be what was happening behind the scenes. Most people don't share the fighting that happened during the trip, or, all the negative, or, any of the parts that, wouldn't be brag worthy, I guess. So maybe some healing of that. Again, this could have to do with whatever the Justice card was too. So, maybe there is something going on in a relationship currently, or you could be divorced, maybe even more than once. He's just holding up this two here, this symbol, which can also be peace. Maybe you feel like you have to go back to the drawing board and start over because the Fool is out here, but that can be really exciting. Maybe it's time to get a little bit of a different perspective. If you are finding yourself in some way, shape, or form starting over, whether it's relationship, career, maybe you've moved to a new city, whatever it might be, right? Instead of kind of doubting or being envious of everyone else, getting more excited about your new beginning, right? Because you get to create whatever that might be. You've got your ancestors and spirit team backing you. supporting you, wanting you to trust. And then with the Hanged Man here, getting a new perspective. Right? Maybe on that envy. Like I said, you don't always know what's going on under the surface with everyone else. So yeah, working on some of your healing, especially if that is around relationships, heartbreak, and marriage, getting a little more excited to find this fresh start and new beginning, because that might be coming in once you can get out of this doubt and envious energy and just focus on yourself, right? That's their path. That's their deal. If you want some of those things, what could you do to make that happen in your own life? Right? A lot of times too, envy comes in because we feel like we're never going to have that thing that other person has. All right, so flipping the script, making some plans, getting excited about what's to come, and just focusing on your own path and your own authentic life, your authentic light. All right, so that's the message that we have here from your mind, body, spirit. I hope there was something here for you. I also hope you're doing super well. So yeah, let me know if this might fit for you, what this might be. Hope you have something new and exciting that you've started or that's coming up real quick here for you. So yeah, leave me a like, leave me a comment. I would love to connect. And until next time, peace.